Come on, settle in, stream. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? I know the stream is lagging. I'm working on it. There's nothing I can do about it. We're just along for the ride here, so I apologize. I don't know why. My computer is just locked right up right now. So, yeah, we'll just keep going here, and hopefully it'll settle down before race start. Just give it a moment. It's having a bad hair day, I guess. Come on, settle down. You got this. Come on, Streamy. Let's grow. How's it going, Adrian? Good luck, all. Get well soon, Doug. Absolutely. Again, I apologize. Just give the stream a minute, ladies and gentlemen. It will settle in here. We need to update our computer. This one's just working too hard. Like, I can't even, yeah. I don't even know if I'm on the right screen right now, to be honest, so I hope y'all can hear me. Just never ends. Alright, we're trying to do what we can to get it to settle down here. Alright, let's get to the race now. You see, alright, 5-minute warning coming from race control, so I gotta get my job going here. Welcome everybody again. I do apologize for the lagging stream. It will settle in. It looks like it's starting to now, so we are here on behalf of the Gran Turismo racing community. It is round 6 of our Group 2 racing championship here this season. It's round 6 of 9, so we're getting very close here to the end of our championship season. And we have 13 drivers on grid here today, it looks like. So we are going to see a 1-hour endurance race here with these Group 2 racing cars. It's going to be racing hard and racing medium tires required. Now, this is a track that rain does have potential. So there is a tire mandate cancellation when it comes down to rain, but that is... there's a lot to go through on that. Basically, it needs to hit a certain amount of moisture. That has to remain for a certain part of the race. So the drivers need to be prepared to potentially use up to 3 or 4 different compounds of tires today, essentially, is what that's going to work out to. We have 3 times fuel and 3 times tire here as well in the series. So every time we go for a lap around Suzuka here today in these Group 2 cars, we are going to see them use 3 laps worth of tires and 3 laps worth of fuel. So it's definitely going to require a pit stop either way, I think, for fuel for these cars. And of course, with the tire mandate, that's going to make sure there's at least 1 pit stop. Now, I don't know what the weather is going to do here. I believe we're working on dynamic weather again this season here as well. So it very well could rain here at Suzuka. It's got great potential for rain, that's for sure. Alright, so there it is, that beautiful little loopy, sneaky racetrack here. This is a very technical racetrack, but it's also designed to be a high-speed technical racetrack. So the drivers are really only into about 2 hard braking zones around this whole racing circuit here. Other than that, these cars won't really drop below 3rd gear unless they're just trying to get a little bit of extra rotation in a corner with these cars. You'll see a 2nd gear drop, but for the most part, these cars aren't going to be any lower than 3rd gear once we get the race underway. Turn 1 and 2 in the snake at the beginning of the race is going to be a very big trouble area for these racers on cold racing tires. They're going to be very tight together at a very high rate of speed. And then, of course, getting through the remainder middle section of Suzuka here will make it a little more interesting on those cold racing tires. We may have drivers on different compounds of tires as well. So there's lots of different factors that can play into the race start here today. And I think the stream is starting to settle down here a little bit now. Hey, appreciate you, Ruben. I am doing well. Thank you very much for asking. I hope you and yours are very well as well, my friend. Appreciate you for viewing in. And we're going to get on track here in about 30 seconds time. So all right, a quick look at the standings here before we get qualifying underway. It is 10-10 Sim Racing Subi Mark in the lead with 87 points. We have Team Rad's Petrolheads right in 2nd place with 70 points. We've got Mike 1972 in 3rd with 67 points. We've got Hair Razor in 4th with 66 points. And then we've got Bar 27 in 5th place with 57 points. We got Doug Burrow in 6th with 55 points. We've got Dialful Racing in 7th with 27 points. We got Supra in 8th with sorry, 37 points, 36 points for Supra. Tron Kobe is in 9th with 35 points, and running in our top 10 is Type R there with 28 points. Other notable mentions is Pappy and Pigums there in 11th and 12th. We got Egon, Iron Stingray, Roses, TDC Gaming, Kennedy, and Tap rounding out the second field of standings here. So some of these drivers are not able to get in for a full season too, which is why some of these drivers are low in the standings as well. So we have lots of reserves and full-time drivers here today. And it looks like I think we're going to see a lobby reset here, and then we'll be rocking and rolling. So you can see the drivers are just checking in with race control there on the screen, and hopefully the stream has sorted itself out now. It is still struggling a little bit. What's going on, Chad? How you doing, brother? Appreciate you stopping in. Got some Group 2 racing here. Alright, it looks like quali has started here now, so let's get out on track. Let's get you guys and gals at home some great information. Let's get all that juicy stuff up on the screen for everybody, the timing screen, of course all that acceleration and throttle inputs, what tires these drivers are on. So again, racing hards and racing mediums are the only tires allowed to be used here in the series. So we're going to see the drivers qualifying on the racing medium tire here today. And as we head through the Degners here with Hair Razor 1 and 2, heading up into the hairpin here now on Suzuka. So it's about the midway point of the racetrack here. Now this is just an outlap. So we're just seeing the drivers get heat into the racing tires. They're going to semi-send it in this first lap. They're just going to try and build up air pressure in those racing tires. And we got a big old group of cluster coming through here, through the hairpin there in behind Hair Razor. So those guys are going to have to space themselves out here a little bit as we head up in towards Spoon Curve. And then, of course, 135R from there. So you see Hair Razor here. He's got nothing to worry about, but only what he's doing behind the wheel of his NSX here right now. So we got I think we got 3 different group make cars of Group 2s here on track. We got the Honda NSXs, we got the GTRs, and we do have an Audi 4, and we've got some Lexus on track here as well. The Mercedes CLK is banned, McLaren F1 is banned. Those types of cars are banned just because they're too different compared to the newer technology cars. We tried to keep it so it was the cars all drove fairly similarly anyways. So as we're coming through here, let's start qualifying. Alright, so it is Hair Razor here. We're just going to flip to second place for a second, just to get rid of that timing issue. And we're going to sit on board here with Hair Razor as we head into turns 1 and 2, leading into the snake here. And this is going to be a trouble spot here at race start. I got you, my dude. Heading up in through the S's here, and then I can't remember what this corner is called. I have to take a look at the map. I forget what this corner is called. But we're heading through the S's here right now, or the snake, I think as they call it. And then we come up over through this sweeping long hairpin corner uphill. A little bit of a blind corner too, and then that leads us into Degner 1, eating a little bit of curb here, leading into Degner 2, and you got to be careful how much curb you eat in Degner 2 because it really unsettles the race car. Hair Razor opting to just take a nice clean line through there, leading into the hairpin here on the brakes just after basically the exit leading into the hairpin. And nice tight apex there from Hair Razor. He looks like he's on a good lap here. We got Type R just in behind there in second, and I think Tron Kobe third out on track here. So as soon as Hair Razor comes across the line, we'll try and get through the field in order as they cross. It all depends on how our live timing is working today. Alright, looks like the stream is finally starting to settle down a little bit here, so that's wonderful. Alright, so Hair Razor is heading up into 135R here right now, and it's kind of funny that it's called 135R because what that actually relates to in Gran Turismo 7 terms is the radius of the corner. So it's actually a 135-degree corner. Is what that means, but we call it 135R. And as we head into the Casio Triangle here, there's 3 series of chicane leading into this last sweeping corner to the start finish line. It's going to be Hair Razor to cross first as a 152.519. So let's see what Type R has here as he comes through Out of the Casio Triangle next. There's also in a Honda NSX here. It's going to be good enough for second place there for the time being. We've got Trone here in third next around the track. We'll see what Trone does here. Egon moves up in a second. He stays in fourth, so the timing is a little out here. We got Petrolhead moving up into third place there. Bar moving up into second. Let's see what Subi Mark does. Subi Mark takes pole position away here on this first lap. We got Dialful Racing coming through. He's going to be good enough for seventh there. We got Happy Pappy, and I think that's Tap in behind there. Pappy's going to go in seventh, and where did Tap end up there? I'm not sure. All right, we got the damn cat here, TDC Gaming in 11th, and he's in the old school technology here. He's in that 2008 Nissan Epson. Yeah, Honda Epson NSX, and he's going to take 7th place there. We got Mike 1972 coming through here for his first lap, and the drivers are going to get 3 times around the track here today in qualifying. It's going to be good enough for 11th here right now, and then we've got Super here in the only Audi in the field here, and it's going to be good enough there for 10th place so far. So it is Subi Mark here in the lead. Tap ended up in 5th place there. Where is Hair Razor at? All right, he's up in second. Alright, so Hair Razor here is 7/10 of a second currently behind Subi Mark's pole time at 151.8. We got Bar 27 there in third, Petrolhead in fourth, and Tap in fifth. We got Egon in sixth, TDC in seventh, and Type R in eighth to round out top half our field here so far in qualifying. So we're going to try and get these guys as they come through in sequence. We'll do the best we can anyways. And Hair Razor coming around here for the second time out of the Casio Triangle. Let's see what he's got. He's going to take that short line, try to minimize the time. It wasn't an improvement there, so we got Bar. Looks like Petrol and Subi there, or Type R and Petrol there, sorry, in front. No, it is Subi Mark. Alright, we're going to stick with Bar here. We'll jump to Subi, and then I think it's Petrol in behind him there. So Bar is going to stay in third. Subi's going to keep his time there. We'll call him Mark. Now we got Petrolhead not improving there, so some interesting strategies happening here, and there we go. So those drivers are going to pull out at turn 1 here, and that is our qualifying. So it was 3 laps including the out lap. I misunderstood that earlier with race control, so that was my apologies to all the folks viewing at home. The drivers are just going to pull out at the edge of turn 1 here, and they're just going to sit and wait as everybody is kind of done qualifying here. TDC coming through. It's going to be 9th place here for him. Pappy is already through. We got Super still flying. Let's see what he's got on his last lap here as he comes around. A little bit laggy from this driver here. Good enough for 7th place there. That was a good run. We got Mike 1972 coming through here as well. So let's see if he's got something in the bag here on this final flying lap. And he looked like he backed off a little bit here after that first attempt there, and just kind of set himself up for what was hopefully going to be a really good lap there, and a little bit of a mistake coming out of Spoon Curve, and I think that's going to be the end of any attempt at improving his lap time there as well. It's all good, Doug. You just worry about yourself, my guy. We're thinking of you. Let's get a hashtag Doug up in the chats, ladies and gentlemen. One of our competitors here today is not feeling so well today, unable to make the race. Let's send him the love, winner circle. Let's send the vibes to Doug. Let's get a hashtag Doug up in the chats here. Let him know that we're thinking of him. Let's do what this community does. Support each other in the best way we can with vibes. All about the good vibes, ladies and gentlemen. Always. 2-minute warning coming from race control here. So, some donuts, a little show here for everybody at home while these guys get ready to race. And that is a beautiful thing about our sim racing world. These guys can bang into each other here right now, have some fun. It's not going to hurt the cars for race time. The cars just come back like nothing ever happened. So, damage model is on light in the series, I believe. And that means it goes away after 30 seconds of gaining that damage. So whatever damage it is, you will be stuck with it for 30 seconds, but it will go away. Yeah, rain. Rain is that unknown factor here today, so we're going to have to keep our eyes on the skies as this race progresses here today. It is, again, a 1-hour endurance race, so there's plenty of time for a weather system to sneak on in here on these racers and give them a little bit of a wrench in the program today, so we'll see what happens. Pidgey, Pigham's stepped out of the series, I believe. having some internet issues, had a disconnect. It took him out of the fight, so he just stepped away and left an open spot for somebody else to come in and compete. And he's just monitoring it as an admin for the remainder of the season. The Pickham's is a competitor, so he knew that was going to hurt his chance, and he wanted to win a championship. So he was struggling with the Group 2 cars a little bit too as well. He wasn't feeling very comfortable in them, so just decided to allow another member of the community to get in and come have some fun with the group, basically. Alright, looks like the drivers are just checking in here. We should have a grid lineup for everybody here in just a moment's time. And I'm going to tempt fate now with the stream, which I probably shouldn't do, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to see if I can get my Facebook dashboard up, because I really need to monitor it, because that's the best way to manage everything that's happening on the streams. It tells me what's going on. Stream's lagging, what's going on with the stream. Is it an audio lag? Is it a video lag? It tells me a lot of different things, so... Stream's gonna lag for a second while I do this. We almost got it under control here. Got first time star sender up in Facebook. We got 99 star bomb coming in from Madeline's. Appreciate that 99 star bomb. Let's get a hashtag mad up in the chat, everybody, for that support there on Facebook. Absolutely legendary. Appreciate you. Thank you for that support. Oh, we are racing. Kick them tires, light them fires, ladies and gentlemen. We are racing, and we are green, green, green. And it is Soupy Mark from pole position to lead us off here today. So our pole sitter and championship leader going to lead us into turns 1 and 2, and things could get a little interesting here, as this is a very, very difficult sector of the racetrack, very early on in the race. And a little mistake there made by the pole sitter. Let's see how everybody got through here. It looks like we got a nice clean race start again here from our Group 2 competitors. I gotta tell you what, these guys and gals have done a beautiful racing job here this season when it comes to race starts here at the GTRC. So GG's to our racers, and let's go. We are racing. So Soupy Mark in the lead. We got Team Rad's Petrolhead in second chasing. We got Bar 27 in third. We got Hair Razor in fourth. Tap in fifth. We got Egon in sixth. Type R in seventh. Diaful in eighth. And he's under pressure from Mike, and Mike gets the job done. His Diaful gets it a little bit wrong, and Degner won there. Has to ride that curb. He's going to give up that position, but he does stay ahead of Tyrone Kobe there in 10th place. So a little bit of a spicy moment there for Diaful, but he kept it together. We got TDC here in 11th place. We got Happy Pappy in 12th. And we got Super here in 13th. So TDC Gaming will be live on Facebook and YouTube, I believe, with his point of view here as well, ladies and gentlemen. We always try to shout out the streamers that are streaming, so you can always take a different look at the race if you want. So if you head over to Facebook Gaming or YouTube and just search at TDC Gaming, you'll be able to find him there from his point of view if you want to check it out from what he's looking at as well. So Petrolhead here in second place. We got Hair Razor in third. Bar in fourth. We had a little jostle going on there. Bar's going to lose 2 positions here. His Tap's going to get around with it as well. Bar's going to tuck back in fifth place, and now Type R closes in here as well in sixth. We got Mike 1972 up in seventh place, and boy, he is making up some time on the racetrack. He forces his way up to that inside line. He's going to get the move on Bar 27, and he is very, very quickly moving up through the field here. We got Egon in 8th place. We got Diaful Racing in 9th. We got Trone in 10th place. We got Happy Pappy here in 11th. We got Supra in 12th place, and we got TDC here in 13th. And maybe a little issue coming from that driver there, as he seems to be moving quite slow coming into the Caster Triangle there. So it is TT Soupy Mark here in the early race, leading us 1.5 second gap over Team Rat's Petrolhead here. This is NSX versus a GTR situation here as well on the track right now with our first and second place drivers. We got Hair Razor here in third place, Tap in fourth, and Mike 1972. This guy's not messing around today. He is trying to get up into the front of this field, and he is not taking any prisoners. I mean, he is tucked in right now on Tap. Tap is aware that he is there, and Tap is doing a pretty good job of being semi-defensive. So Degner 1 and 2 a little bit wide there from Tap. That's going to compromise him. He gets back on that defensive line there. Mike 1972 has no choice but just to sit tight and wait for an opening here to try and get the position on Tap. You can see Bar 27 and Type R closing in the background. Egon right there as well. A little bit of contact under braking there. Kind of a accordions up the pack, but everybody survives that quite well. These drivers are on it today, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a fantastic race. Mike 1972 here in 5th place, and we are really trying to key in on this battle here because he has moved up from 10th or 11th place all the way up into this front pack of drivers, and he is, there he goes, he took a look, he did not have the run, he just checks up a little bit there on Tap, and he's going to sit in behind Tap here, so maybe he's working together with Tap here a little bit. You can see Hairways is just up ahead of him there in 3rd place, pardon me. So this is a 4-way battle right now for 3rd place here from these drivers. Type R is trying to make this a 5-way battle, but he's just a little bit off the group here at the moment as we head into the Casio Triangle. We're going to see these drivers cluster up a little bit. Bar on the outside of Mike 1972. He's trying to get the position back. Ooh, a little bit of a touch there. Checks up to get the position back. Type R gets into the back of Bar, and now this is becoming a 8-way battle here for potentially 3rd place. So it's getting juicy. It's getting juicy here in the mid pack. Let's get through there. What's going on back here? We got Type R and Egon battling it out here for position. So Egon trying to get around Type R here after that little bit of exchange there. Throwing Kobe on the inside coming through turns 1 and 2 here as well. He's in 9th place. He's trying to hold off the charge of that pack in behind him here. Happy Pappy and Supra right there trying to get the business done here. Oh boy, this is some great racing right here. It is all the way from front to back at the moment. We don't even know where to look. All right, let's go see what's happening up front here. Subi Mark in the lead, 2 seconds. Petrolhead here, kind of much of the same thing. 6-second gap here over the field right now. Hairraiser in 3rd place. We got Tap still right there with Mike 1972. Mike 1972, he's got his opening. A big mistake at a Degner 1 there by Tap. He's still trying to get out of that car up. He's going to lose 2 positions in that exchange there, and now he's under fire from Egon and Type R in behind. Bar is going to get the job done, move up into 5th place. That was a great catch right there by Tap as he loses 2 spots, and it's race on. Egon with the over-under right there. Again, a little mistake made there by Tap. Maybe some dirty tires there, and that allowed Egon to get a charge, but great run there from Tap. He's going to defend the position. Egon's going to take a look here. What is going to happen there? You can see Type R is in the fight here as well. This is some great battling right now in the mid-pack. Let's go, boys. All right, it's Tap here in 6th place. Egon's going to take a look underneath here, coming in through Spernkuva, and he checks up a little bit here, too. He had the position there. He definitely didn't need to check up, but I think he felt that was a better call, and he's going to tuck back in, but that compromised his exit a little bit. And now Type R, sitting here in 8th place, is going to try and get a run here. Are we going to see the move into 35R? No, Type R just decides to get a little bit clean air so he can get his turn in and just play nice here through 135R. Passes can be done there, but it is extremely difficult, and both drivers need to be super aware that that is happening before entering that corner, because it is tough to hold an outside line going through 135R. And you can see how tight this mid-pack is right now. Some great fighting here. We're just checking on the front here. Not a lot happening in our top 2 drivers at the moment here. They're kind of trying to pace the field out at the moment. We've got Hairraiser in 3rd place, and Mike 1972 now up into 4th place is tracking, and he's not messing around. We got Bar 27 there going a little bit wide here as we enter into the mid part of the snake, the S's here, and loses a little bit of traction there on those 2, but currently right now 2-way battle here for 3rd place, and Bar 27 trying to make it a 3-way battle here. Mike 1972 is just tucked right up in underneath Hairraiser here at this moment in the race, and I guess it's just a matter of time of when is Mike going to set it up, and he's going to do it through Degner 1 here. No, it did look like he was maybe thinking about going side by side heading into the Degners here, but he thought better of it. Maybe he was just trying to see if he was going to get a reaction right there out of Hairraiser. But this is a great battle right now here from this Group 2 Series drivers. Mike 1972, is he going to get it done in the hairpin? No, Hairraiser is going to defend that. Bar 27 is now going to close up. This has now become a 3-way battle for that 3rd place position here. We got a 3, 4, 5, 6-way battle essentially for 6th place and back there in behind these guys as well. So we got some great fighting happening here on the racetrack right now, but we are going to cue in on this podium battle here for the moment as Mike 1972 is, again, being patient here. I think he's just waiting for an opportunity to get his nose inside and just get a good run here. But now Bar 27 is applying pressure in behind here as well. 5th place and 3-way battle on, and there we go. I think we're going to see this happen in the spoon curve. So the first attempt of a move here coming up into 35R, and side by side with Bar 27 here, and Bar 27 just checks up a little bit there, and everybody makes it through safe and sound there. Ooh, a little bit of contact there between Mike and Hairraiser, and oh boy, Mike under a track edge there is going to get all out of sorts there, and oh boy, And look at how many spots he's potentially going to lose. Just a whole pack is coming down on him here. He just entered out in front of these guys. He's going to have some dirty tires. Type R up the inside here now as we head up the front straight, heading to turn number 1 and 2. It is a battle here between Type R and Mike 1972, and that was an untimely mistake right there from Mike 1972. We are going to go take a look at that again in a moment here. And he goes in super deep into turn 1 and 2 to hold off that charge from Type R. And this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-way battle as we head into the S's here for 5th place, and a little bit of jostling happening in the back part of this battle here as well, as one guy was, I think that was Tap, was all kinds of out of sorts there, and great job by the drivers in behind not to get collected up in that, and everybody stays in formation here. So let's go take a look at what happened to Mike 1972 here as we come around into 35R here. Is it going to show us what happened here? No, it is not. Alright. I waited too long. My apologies. But it is Mike 1972 here in 5th place now, so he's got a little bit of work to do to track back up through the field. Yeah, Dougie's not feeling well today, Nolander. He's opted to sit out here today due to health reasons, so we're all thinking of him. We're definitely thinking of him. We got Subi Mark here in the race lead. We got Petrolhead here in 2nd. We got Bar 27 now up in 3rd and has opened a gap up here on the pack. So he has gotten away from that battle. Hair Razor here, same thing. 4th place, he's on his own now, trying to track back down onto Bar 27. Mike 1972 here trying to break away from that absolutely huge pack that he's got chasing him down here after that mistake on the braking a lap ago, and it was just right here. I think he just caught the track edge there under braking, and he went for a ride. Type R here in 6th place. We got Super in 7th, and Egon right there battling it out here. And ooh, squeezed out just a little bit there as I think Super tried to get under the power there and wiggle that car, and Egon's just going to have to settle in behind it. Unfortunately there, Super's going to pick up a half-second track limit penalty, so that's actually good for Egon there as he can close back up and try to get that position back once we come out of Spoon Curve there, heading up in towards 135R. Throwing Kobe up into 8th position here. He's got Tap chasing in 9th place, and the race starting to settle down just a little bit here. We've got Happy Pappy here in the 10th position. TDC Gaming back up into 11th place. We got Dialful Racing here in 12th. And we got Hair Razor, who's made a pit stop now in 13th position. So, all right, we've got a moment to breathe here. That's wonderful. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody enjoying this crazy race so far? What a doozy we got going on here. I tell you what, Subi Mark here in the race lead, and he's got 6 seconds to the good over 2nd place driver Team Rat's Petrolhead here right now. Now, this is exactly as these guys stand in the championship point standings as well. There's a 17-point difference between Subi Mark and Petrolhead currently on the championship standings. Right now, Petrolhead needs to finish ahead of Subi Mark in order to, of course, get a points gain. Subi Mark also has that fastest lap currently in pocket at the moment, which is a potential bonus point at the end of this race, and he also has pocketed that pole position point. So Subi Mark doing what Subi Mark has been doing all season long, trying to assert dominance over this Group 2 championship. We've got Mike 1972 here in 4th position. We've got Type R here in 5th. We've got Supra in 6th. We've got Egon in 7th. We've got Tron in 8th place here. Oh, we got a battle happening up front. Let's go check it out there. I'm not sure what happened there. I think Supra had that half-second track limit penalty, which allowed Egon to skirt just ahead heading into 135R. And as we head into the Casio Triangle here, Egon does, of course, take 6th place away from Super here for the time being, but I'm sure that this battle is far from over. This Audi is good under exit, and you can see there he's going to get a run on that Lexus of Egon there, and they're going to be side by side. Egon's going to squeeze him tight heading in to turns 1 and 2, and Egon just goes in deeper on the brakes, and we've seen that a couple of times here today. The driver on the outside line getting the job done, just going into the corner deeper, and Egon's going to take that position and defend that position here as we head into the S's. So you can see Mike 1972 and Type R closing in here in 5th and 4th place, just up ahead as well. Got lots of little groups starting to happen here now on the racetrack, and they're not separated by each other by very much, a couple of seconds, so anything can happen. One mistake and all of a sudden one group catches the other group, and then it's a large pack battle again. So it's Tap here currently leading this little pack here in 8th place, with Tron, Kobe, and Happy Pappy in 9th and 10th place here. So we've got 3 different cars in this little group as well. We've got TDC Gaming here in 11th place, 2.5 seconds in behind those guys. He's kind of in no man's land right now. No pressure in behind, which is great, so we can focus on that charge up to the guys in front. We've got Dialful Racing here in 12th place, and we've got Hair Razor in 13th position here, rounding out the field again after a pit stop here. So it is Subi Mark in the early race lead, and we still have 47 minutes remaining. That was only 13 minutes of this race, ladies and gentlemen, so settle in. We're in for a doozy again this week here from the GTRC racing community. This Group 2 series has been an absolute fantastic series all season long. It has produced some fantastic racing from this group, and subs and full-time drivers alike seem like they're really having a lot of fun with these Group 2 cars this season. That's for sure. They have put on some epic races, and the Suzuka is proven to be another one of those races here this weekend. So Type R in 4th place. You see Mike coming into pit lane here. He's making a scheduled pit stop there. Got Egon now. That's going to move him up into 5th place with Supra in 6th and behind chasing. Egon has done a good job to open that gap up over the Audi there. Tap is also in a Lexus here as well, trying to close in on Supra, and the gap is just under 2 seconds currently. Trone Kobe is 1.2 seconds in behind Tap in 8th place, and there is the classic Cleveland Browns livery for everybody they were looking for the other night there on the stream. You know he's going to break that out. Come on. We got Happy Pappy here in 9th place. Happy Pappy has showed really good pace in these Group 2 cars all season long. We've got TDC Gaming here in 10th position as well, so he is doing a good job of slowly climbing back up through the field here. We've got Dialful Racing in 11th. We've got Hair Razor in 12th, and we've got Mike 1972 now after his pit stop in 13th position. So it tells you how close the field is. A short tire fuel splash of fuel stop for these drivers, and it's going to put you in the back of the pack right now. So this is some great racing here from the field right now. 13 cars started. We still got 13 on track as well. Appreciate you, Derek. We've got Subi Mark in the lead. Nothing happening really up front here. These guys kind of seem to have control of the race. Bar 27, much of the same here. He's got 10 seconds to the good over Type R in 4th place. Egon is about 1.1 seconds in behind Type R right now, and he has Supra in 6th place, just about a second in behind him here, 3/4 of a second as a matter of fact. So almost a three-way battle here for 4th place between these drivers right now as they try to close in on each other. We've got Tap here just off in the distance. He's 3 seconds in behind Supra here, so we lost a little bit of time from that group last time we're through here. Let's sit on this pack here right now. It looks like Pappy, Trone, and TDC Gaming here are very close together, and this is kind of the closest thing we have to a potential battle right now on the racing track. So let's sit with this here, and you can see Trone thought about maybe getting a look underneath Happy Pappy there, but Happy Pappy defending that line through the Casio Triangle there, and he's going to get a little nudge there from Trone, and that's actually going to help him get a good exit coming out of the Casio Triangle, heading up the back front straight here, I guess, and that leads us into turns 1 and 2 here again. So very fast turn 1 and 2 here. Woohoo! So you can see these guys flirting with the track limits there, and they're all very lucky that didn't call them out there. And great driving right now from these 3 drivers here. You can see Tap is just up ahead there as well, 2.5 seconds. They do play nice. There is good potential that this group could turn this into a 4-way battle for 7th place here. Ooh, a little bit of a mistake made there by Pappy, and that almost allowed Trone to get inside of him there through the S's as well. But Trone deciding just to stay in line and try not to obviously cost each other time, but engage that battle, because he does need to concern himself with that TDC Gaming and behind him as well. TDC Gaming, they're ready to take advantage of any mistake or miscue here from one of the drivers as well. So as we head up in through the Degners here towards the hairpin, we're at about the midway point of the race, and you can see a mistake made by Egon there. Supra's going to get the job done coming out of the hairpin. He's going to move up into 5th place there. Oh no, and TDC Gaming gets it a little bit wrong there coming out of the hairpin. And oh, you hate to see that, ladies and gentlemen, all the way down to 12th place there for TDC, and a handful is this car. And just coming through the hairpin here, you got a good run on Trone, and just a little too hard on the loud pedal there, and unfortunately there for TDC, that it was enough to exit stage left there, and we'll have a little chat with Barry R. So again, light damage model, the car will be fixed in 30 seconds. He'll continue on, but he was doing such a great job at tracking back up through the field. Now he's got to do it all over again here today. And let's see what he's got in him. Lots of time left in the race, 42 minutes to go here. Bar 27 in 3rd place. We got Type R in 4th. We got Egon and Supra. This is a pretty good feisty little battle between these two here. This has been ongoing for the last 5 or 6 laps now on the racetrack here. Supra had it from Egon. Egon's gotten it back from Supra. Supra took it back away from Egon. Egon's now gotten it back from Supra. So it's a good little two-way battle here between these guys for 5th and 6th place right now. And again, still trying to close in on Type R. I mean, it is just under 2 seconds. You can actually see, I think, a mistake made by Type R. There's these guys gained a couple tenths on him right there through the S's. Ooh, almost a mistake there by Egon as he got a little bit wide, heading around that longest part of the S's there, the longest corner of it. Now as we head uphill, again, Egon getting it a little bit wrong, and oh boy, he is going to go for a ride, but he gets it out of that sand, so that's an important one there. He's going to get it back on track, and that's going to allow Supra and Tap to get the position here. Now he's got Pappy and Trone closing in. He's going to have dirty tires here. This is going to slow him down through the Degners and heading up into the hairpin. You can see him struggling to get that car staying on track there, and he's going to lose 4 positions in total there with that little mistake heading out of the S's. And these guys really just trying to maximize every inch of this racetrack. And unfortunately for Egon, he just over maximized a little bit there. You can see he's still trying to get those tires scrubbed off here. His hair raiser is now closing in 10th place. So that was unfortunate there for Egon as well. But little mistakes here at Suzuka can very quickly lose you positions, as we've been seeing here all day long. One miscue can put you basically at the back of the pack here. So it is Subi Mark here still leading the race on lap number 11 here. Team Rad's Petrolhead still chasing in second place here, so we've got Bar 27 here in 3rd position as well, chasing, and the gap is still about 9 seconds to Type R, so Type R is doing a great job at managing that pace gap between him and 3rd place here right now, and he's also doing a good job at managing the pace gap to the 5th and 6th place drivers behind him. It was Supra and Egon, it is now Supra and Tap here, so this would have been a 3-way battle for 5th place here. Granted that Egon didn't have his little mistake coming out of the S's there, but again, lots of race left here. We're just over 40 minutes on the clock, so we're going to see a couple sequences of pit stops happening here. As you can see, one major sequence starting to happen here on the racetrack right now. We got TDC Gaming here in 11th place. We got Mike 1972 in 12th. We got Diaful here in 13th. Those drivers have made pit stops. Our front runners have yet to make a first pit stop, so I'm not sure if we're seeing 1 stops or 2 stops here coming from our front group yet, but we're definitely looking like we're seeing some 2 stops from in behind these drivers on track here. So Petrolhead here coming around the hairpin, and he's just losing sight of Mark as Mark goes around, heading into towards Spoon Curve there. Bar 27, 10-second gap there to Petrolhead. So basically 1st, 2nd, and 3rd are evenly spaced out between each other here, and 4th place is about the same distance in behind Bar. And same thing, just as Type R is entering the hairpin, Bar is heading out of the exit of that sector in towards Spoon Curve. Tap is now closing here in 5th place as he comes around the hairpin. A great shot right now by the camera crew. You got Pappy there, Egon there, and Hair Razor coming through there as well. We've got TDC Gaming coming through here next in 9th place. We've got Mike 1972 here. Supra, Diaful Racing is not quite into the hairpin here. But again, the whole field still decently close together here today, and that is fantastic. We love to see that. For some reason, it won't show me that Cleveland Browns car. There we go, Tron Kobe here in 13th. And this is after, of course, a sequence of pit stops happening. So again, when you make a pit stop and you find yourself sitting in 13th position, you know the field is quick that racing day. Alright, so it is Subi Mark still leading the way here. Petrol leading in, or chasing in 2nd, pardon me. We've got Bar 27 chasing in 3rd. Type R in no man's land. There's a lot of no man's land happening now with that pit stop sequence. It's just opened the drivers up enough. We still got this good little 3-way fight here for 6th place, so let's stick with this here. Let's jump on board with our chasing car. Oh wow, it's actually going to let me in on the onboard camera here, even though he's in VR. That's impressive. He usually doesn't let me on the onboard for the VR drivers, so maybe the keyboard makes a difference there, but this is what it looks like from Egon's point of view here. So he's the middle driver here right now in this Group 2 sandwich, a 3-way battle for 6th place, and you can see in the rearview mirror up in the top right-hand side of the screen, he knows that Hair Razor is there, so he's managing, trying not to lose any time with Happy Pappy here, hopefully get some opening or an opportunity on an opening, but he's also got to watch this guy in behind who's looking to stick his nose in there, and Egon is just going to close that line off here, and he's going to go semi-defensive here into Degner 1. That may compromise his exit, but he does a great job at managing that, and you can see he is deadlocked at a fight here right now. Hair Razor is continuing to show his nose there, and let's see how Egon responds here. This is a great drive right now from these three. Happy Pappy leading this charge here in 6th place right now. And you can see Tap is just up there ahead, maybe 2.5, 3 seconds in 5th place as well. So Hairraiser actually didn't quite get a great exit there. He probably had to back out due to dirty air a little bit there. You can see Egon got a little bit of breathing room there on Hairraiser for the time being as we head into Spoon Curve. Happy Pappy, I thought, was going to make a mistake there. And again, Egon tried to get inside there, and Pappy just squeezed him tight and not going to be able to get in there to get the job done. So that's going to actually compromise Egon's exit a little bit. Now that allows Hairraiser to close back in. So here we go. Are we going to see it? Nope. We're just going to see some clean air dive from Hairraiser there as we come around 135R, and these cars are pretty much taking that full speed. So coming into this braking zone, and semi-defensive line there from Egon. Hairraiser took a look, and oh, he makes a mistake as the curb throws the rear end around on the car, and Hairraiser is going to get around safely there. He doesn't get collected, unfortunately, there for Egon. He is going to lose that battle there with Hairraiser as he finds himself sitting in behind that battle, but he's still right there, just 1.5 seconds in behind. He can close back in and re-engage this battle, but boy, oh boy, was that fun. Fun little juicy battle right there between those three. And tough moment there for Egon as that curb just made that car bounce, and he got on the throttle when the car was in the air, so the tires are spinning, and when he lands down on that racing track surface, there's just too much rotation in those tires and a little bit of over torquing there, and that just threw his back end of his car around there. He did a great job of keeping it under control, though. He has gathered it up quickly, didn't lose too much time there, but some crazy moments here at Suzuka today from the Group 2 guys. Oh, and we got Supra having a moment in behind here now too, and he gathers that up. Oh my, the drivers are really pushing hard here today. I think this is a matter of drivers just trying to close up gaps, and in this Audi it's very difficult. You need to use the DRS on exit here. You can see he was just on that slippery curb there. Woohoo, he had to gather that up, so that was a great little gather up there from Supra as well here in 11th place, and these drivers definitely having their struggles here at Suzuka with these cars today. You got TDC Gaming here in 13th position. Whew, there's a lot action happening on these racetracks today. All right, it is Subi Mark in the race lead, and the gap is now almost 12 seconds over second place. Petrolhead here, there he is, and he's actually going to dive into pit lane here. So there we go. First of our drivers up in the front pack here, finally making a pit stop here. We got Type R up into third place. This driver has been just staying cool, calm, collected. He's clearly got a race plan here today, and right now sitting in the podium position. So this is typically a driver who is, I would say, mid-pack to back mid-pack finishing position typically in these races so far in the series. Looking really strong here early on in this race. Got Tap here in third position. We got a nice little spam phone call. We'll just hit that block button right there. Type R coming into pit lane. We've got Bar 27 coming around. So Bar has made a pit stop, so I didn't see him make that pit stop. So he was in third place, and that explains why Type R was in third place. So that was just a lap ago. Mike 1972 here in 7th place. Type R in pit lane. Happy Pappy in pit lane. Trone decides to go around for another go around here. Super is going to continue around. Diaful is also going to continue around, and TDC Gaming will be continuing around here, I'm sure, as well. So he just did make a pit stop, granted. All right. Whew, this is a great race right here from the Group 2 class. Number 70 driver, 1010 Sim Racing, Subi Mark here leading the charge again. This is our championship points leader. He's been pretty dominant here so far in the Group 2 series. He's been up, always charging the front end of the pack, leading kind of the pace of the race. He did have one tough race mid-season here at Le Mans. That one did not go well, but he has since recovered very well from that racing round and continuing his charge for a championship, and that will be his first championship here at the Gran Turismo racing community if he can lock it down here over the next 4 weekends of racing, including today. So it's Tap here in third place with Petrolhead there in second. Pardon me. Team Rad's Petrolhead here. He is a strong competitor. He is defending champion from the major championship last season as well. So winning his first championship here at the GTRC last season, driving for Team Rad. And he is doing everything he can here to put the pressure on Subi Mark here to try and get a race win from him here to close up that 17-point spread right now in the championship standings. So Team Rad's Petrolhead here is second overall currently in the championship. We've got Tap here, a third place driver, of course, a serviceman here as well, and unable to complete a full season, unfortunately, here typically from the Gran Turismo racing community, but when he is available to race, he is here out on track competing. He's a very pacey driver himself as well, and currently finds himself in 3rd place. We've seen him have a couple of tough moments here on the racing track, but definitely always up to the challenge here when he does make a racing round here from the Gran Turismo racing community. Long-time community member here as well from GTRC, so we love to see him out on track and definitely appreciate his service. We've got Hair Razor here in 4th place, long-standing driver, another Team Rad driver here as well. He's got a couple of GTRC championships under his belt over the years as well. He's got a couple of stars up on the roof of that car there, and those little stars signify a championship here at the Gran Turismo racing community. So if you see those little Lewis Hamilton style stars on these racing cars, and we'll see if we can get a shot of them there. That was about the best shot we've got of him so far on the roof of the car, just above the windshield banner, and he is trying to get the job done on tap here right now. He's going to look for the over-under there. That was a very slow over-under. He had to check up to try not to get into the bumper of Tap there, and that eventually gave Tap a little bit of a better run there in that Lexus. So Hair Razor still tucked in here as we head into Spoon Curve. We're going to stick with this here for a minute, and we'll continue to talk about Hair Razor a little bit here. So one of the administration officials here at the GTRC, he is one of the masterminds behind Championship Series and everything that happens behind the scenes here at the Gran Turismo racing community, and has been for a very long time. A great outstanding service here to the community, and always a great championship contender here as well. And side by side heading through 135R, and ladies and gentlemen, that is how you do it. That is two very skilled racers right there, very aware of the situation at hand, and they didn't even touch a tire through there. That was a great job from Hair Razor and Tap, and Hair Razor gets 3rd place away from Tap in that pass as well. So that was a beautiful move through Spoon Curve right there from Hair Razor. We've got 1010 Sim Racing Egon here sitting in 5th place, and he raced a little bit last season, I believe, here at the GTRC, and he came in for a full-time season here with these Group 2 cars. He wanted to try his luck out with them. He wants to get more familiar with the high downforce aspect of Gran Turismo racing. He's seen a great opportunity to get involved here in this Group 2 series, and has started off a little bit slow this season, struggling with the classic cars, but as the season has progressed, he seems to be starting to get more and more comfortable with these cars, and as you can see right now, currently running 5th place on the racetrack, and this driver does race in that PlayStation 5 virtual reality 2 headset as well, so he is in that immersive part of the game, which is fantastic to see. We've got 1010 Sim Racing Bar 27. This is also Gran Turismo racing community owner here, so this is the main man. This is the boss when it comes to the GTRC here. This guy oversees all the decisions that are made, all the championships, and of course make sure that the community is safe and sound, and does everything he can to continue to keep this thriving community growing and finding more racers for the great championships provided here from the Gran Turismo racing community. The community wouldn't be as strong as it is today without this gentleman. He has come a long ways in the last year's time to really strengthen this community, and it shows here on the racetrack with the great racing all season long, not only in the Group 2 series here that we're watching today, but also our Audi TT Cup series that we'll be displaying next weekend here live at GT45 Gaming. So huge shout out to Bar 27. He's doing a fantastic job here with the championships and the community here at Gran Turismo racing community. Got Mike 1972 here. I don't know a ton about this driver on a personal level. He is a great member of the GTRC. He's been around a very long time as well. He's always been a contender and a racer here, and he's still hunting down a championship star here from the Gran Turismo racing community. Clearly he's got the pace for it, and one of these seasons he is going to break through and he is going to nab that star. He is a long-time standing racer here and has always done a great job here in the community. Never causes any trouble. He's cool, he's calm, he's collected at all times. He's always a part of their fun nights that this group has on Fridays, and he's just a great racer all in all. Nice, clean, fast and efficient driver here from Mike 1972. Love seeing him on track week in and week out, supporting this great community as well. Long-standing member. We've got THD's Tyrone Kobe here. He's been racing with the Gran Turismo racing community for quite some time now, and locked down his first championship here at the GTRC just kind of last season or 2 seasons ago, I can't remember, but he's got one under his belt here now too at the Gran Turismo racing community, and a little bit laggy right now here. He was much better for connection a little while ago, so hopefully everything is okay here for Tron as we're 28 minutes remaining on the clock here. And he's a great racer. He has really come a long way in the last couple of years here. We've always been trying to push and encourage him to push himself harder and push his limits, and slowly but surely at his own pace and his own level he's doing that, and it is really starting to show on the racetrack. He's always up in the top half of these fights here now in the Gran Turismo Racing Community Series, and definitely a contender to win another championship here in the future as well. We've got Happy Pappy here in 9th place, and you know, when we talk about OGs, when we talk about original members, yeah, I mean, Happy Pappy is one of those guys. He is in every racing season, no matter what it is that the GTRC puts down. He is here competing. It doesn't matter how fast or how slow he may be, depending on which series it is. He just loves to be on the track and racing with the group. And I got to tell you what, he has great pace in these Group 2 cars, and I think he's been a little underestimated here in this Group 2 season so far. So huge shout out to Pappy and what he can do here in these Group 2 cars, because his pace is absolutely on point here this season. We got Type R here, number 45 driver here at the GTRC. Again, another long-standing member of this community, and this driver is a defensive racing specialist. When he does not want to give a position up on the racetrack, when he goes into defensive racing mode, he is extremely difficult to pass, even if you're one of those top-rated drivers. He just knows where and how to put this car on an apex so you can't find the hole to get through. You need him to make the mistake, or you need to set up a good run. It's the only way to get around Type R when he is in that defensive racing mode. He is an absolute great defensive racer, and he's been showing great pace here in these Group 2 cars as well this season. Currently sitting in 8th place here in this race. We talked about Egon, we talked about Barr. We have some pit stops happening, so it is kind of throwing the field around a little bit, so I just want to make sure we catch everybody here. We don't want to miss anybody. Alright, so we got TDC Gaming here. It's Rad the Damn Cat here on screen. That is his PSN, but he is a content creator again on Facebook and YouTube. He's TDC Gaming. TDC, T as in Tom, D as in Diane, and C as in Console Gaming. And you know, he does a lot of variety content on his channel as well. He does a lot of retro gaming, a lot of PS2, PS3 style stuff too as well on his channel. So you know, we've watched this driver come a long ways over the last year or two as well. You know, he started in open lobby racing in my lobbies right before GT7 kind of came out, and then moved right over into GT7, and slowly but surely has turned himself into quite a nice little endurance racer here. And he is the only driver in this old school technologies. He's going to give us a little slideshow there, making a little bit of a mistake there in the hairpin, but he's just going to get it back on track and keep going. And there is no quit in this driver ever. This driver does not give in. No matter how tough of a day he may be having, he is always going to finish that race unless his internet doesn't allow him to. He is really a class act on and off the racing track. We got Supra here. Supra's an OG in this community as well, and this guy has pace for miles. He has such a large amount of pace, and he's still kind of learning to hone that into racecraft and attacking and defending. And it's been an up and down battle for this driver, but you know, this community has really helped and bared with through his learning processes, and this season is some of the best racing I have ever seen out of this driver. The control of the car, he has done such a great job at working out some of the things that were creating him problems in racing, and it is providing with a lot better racing environment for this driver. And that improvement from last season to this point in this season, it has my eyes wide open. It is very impressive to see how quickly a driver can turn things around when they're having fun and they want to continue to be a growing competitive racer. And I feel like he's actually reverted back just a little bit too much, but that's not a bad thing. You know, he is finding his way as a racer, and when he figures out everything in between his pace, look out for this guy. He's going to be competing for championships here in this community without a question of a doubt. We got Dialful Racing here. I don't know a ton about this guy either. He's been in the community for quite some time here. He's been racing the last few championship seasons here, and depending on the car, this guy has crazy pace. It seems like the GR2s here may be something a little bit new to him here, but He's been a little bit of a slow season here for Dialful Racing here so far this season, but these guys have done a great job here, coming in and racing hard. And he's got one of his teammates in the series here who's not currently in the race today, who's been doing a great job here in the season as well. So a huge love to Dialful Racing here, and again, depending on the type of car that these guys are racing, he is extremely quick. He's not really showing what he is capable of here today per se, but don't count this driver out. He is a championship contender here in the GTRC without a question of a doubt. I just don't think the Group 2 class is his cup of tea. Is all. Ooh, the big mistake there, as you can see. He's going to do a 360. Oh, and the sand does his job there. It slows him down, and that was unfortunate there. That was a tough moment right there. Just he caught that curb, and it just it snapped that car around on him. And these Honda NSX cars are mid-engine cars, so they're very easy to unstabilize. And that's all that happened there. He just kind of hooked that curb with the front end of the car, and it just yanked his car around on him there. And that was some high-speed 360 action coming from Dialful Racing right there. How you doing? We appreciate you. Marbles, how you doing, my man? Hope you're enjoying the race here tonight. All right, so let's get back to the race. We talked a little bit about our drivers here, and we haven't done that yet this season. So a great time, I think a great time about mid-season here to have a little bit of a chat about our drivers and give you what we can for information about the drivers anyways. We try our best to know as much as we can about the racers, but as we commentate for more and more organizations, it gets tough to build those personal relationships with the drivers, but we definitely do the best we can. We got Tro and Kobe now up into second place here. We've got Team Rad's Petrolhead here in third. We've got Hairraiser in fourth. We've got Tap in fifth. There's a lot of spacing happening here right now, and as drivers kind of sequence out their pit stop sequences, I think that'll close the field back up probably with about 10 minutes left. We've got Egon here in seventh with Bar 27 just ahead of him in sixth, so a couple teammates close together there. We've got Mike 1972 here in eighth position. We've got Type R in ninth place. We've got Happy Pappy here in 10th place as well in that GTR. We've got Supra here in 11th, with TDC Gaming in 13th place, and Dialful Racing just grabbing that position there, and the poor boy is having a day here in that 2008 Honda NSX GT500 there. That is an old school car, so that car relies a lot more on mechanical grip than it does aerodynamic grip compared to this newer version of Honda NSX. I believe this is 2016 edition Honda NSX Group 2 car here. So two very different racing cars separated by about 8 years, and this one relies a lot more on aerodynamic force due to new racing technology than TDC's Epson car here that relies a lot more on mechanical grip. So this car needs to be approached a lot differently around racetracks than the race leader's car does, because they're completely two different driving styles. And you know, you got to give credit where credit is due. We see this a lot in these open style series like this. You always see one or maybe two drivers go into some old school technology to put up against the new school technology, and it really does provide for some great racing. It's just unfortunate he's having a tough day here today. It's a tough racetrack. So it is Subi Mark here in the racing lead. We got Tro and Kobe now up into second place, and as we're sitting there having a little chit chat about our drivers, Tro and Kobe has put his foot into that loud pedal all of a sudden and decided that it is time to go play on the podium. So right now he's trying to hold back third place driver Team Rad's Petrolhead. The gap is 1.6 seconds here, and this is the closest thing to a battle for podium we have at the moment. Is he is tracking in a little bit here, but Kobe doing a great job here as he comes through 135R. We got Petrol coming through 135R here as well, and the gap is still at about 1.6 seconds. So Tron doing a good job of managing that gap to third place here for the time being. Hairraiser is 13 seconds in behind that group right now. We've got Tap here in fifth place, and as we're talking about it, Tron Kobe coming in for what I would assume to be his final pit stop here today, but I could be wrong. I don't know what these drivers' strategies are. We've got Tap here up into fifth position here. He's doing a really great job here today. Bar 27 in sixth place as well, having a great race for himself. Mike 1972, this driver started off like a lightning bolt, had a little bit of a mistake coming into the Casio Triangle very early race, and he just kind of has settled down since then. He's still doing really great here in seventh place, but that may have maybe taken a little bit out of his rhythm, that early race incident there, and he's just maybe dialed it back a little bit. But we'll see how it all settles out after, again, pit stops kind of sequence out here. Oof, Egon getting it a little bit wrong there as he was chasing down there. He does a great job at not getting the car sideways or spinning coming out of turn 1 and 2 there. And you can see it's a very slow re-entry there, as you have to be careful. That curbing is very slippery. It's very dusty as well. And these racing tires, they like to spin. It's like ice when you get these really warm racing slicks on that artificial curbing. It's just like stepping on ice with a warm pair of shoes. So hold on, you might be going for a ride. We got Happy Pappy here in 10th place. We've got Supra in 11th position. We're just trying to kind of get an idea here if we're going to see potential battles starting to brew up here based off of our pit strategies. So it is 10-10 Subi Mark here. He's got 11 seconds to the good still. So even after through some pit stop sequencing here, this driver has done a good job at maintaining that gap for the race lead here over second place driver Petrolhead. These two have pretty much been in control of this race since the green flag has dropped here today. And you can see Petrolhead actually carrying the 01 on his car, signifying that he is the defending champion here in the Major Championship season, coming from last season as well. So another inclination there that he is that defending champion. We've got Hairraiser here in third position, and he's had a pretty good race for himself here. He's really, he's come and talked to us a few times during podium interviews this season, but it's been on behalf of other drivers. So it would be nice to come and have a chat with Hairraiser for his podium finish here this season. Right now, he's got that in the bag here with 17 minutes, but there is a plenty of race left. We've seen how much feistiness can happen in 13 minutes. 17 minutes, a lot can happen still. Bar 27 here in 5th place, 5.4 seconds is the gap to Tap. He's got 3.5 seconds to Tron Kobe in behind. So now we're kind of trying to keep our eye on the gaps here. Mike 1972 is about 3.7 to Tron, and he's got a big gap on Egon, because Egon did make that small mistake there into turn 1 and 2, and that definitely cost him some time. And now Type R tracking here in 9th place, 2.5 seconds in behind Egon here. So we're going to be keeping our eye on that. Happy Pappy isn't too far behind here in 10th either. Supra's gonna drift around turn number 2 there, and that Audi is a spicy tamale here when you need to use that DRS button, so it definitely is a handful coming out of these corners here. You can see TDC does a great job coming through 135R there again to not let the outside curbing send them for a ride there. We got Diafol here in 13th, so a couple drivers not having the best of days here on track today, but they're still out there and they're still putting in that time. They're still getting that seat time. They're learning about their cars. They're getting that experience, and they're also gaining points in their championship standings. So you just got to always keep going, because you just never know what's going to happen. This is a virtual world. We are at the mercy of servers, internet connections. Lots of things can happen. So you always just got to take it to the checkered flag. You never know what will happen until the race is over. 10-10 Subi Mark here, got the gap almost up into 12 seconds. We've got Petrolhead here. Almost made a little mistake there. Kind of had to give a little extra trail brake in there just to keep the car on point. Hairraiser has 12.4 seconds to second place here, so Tap is kind of the closest driver right now for a potential podium gain, and that is 3.4 seconds in behind Hairraiser. He has not allowed Bar 27 in 5th place to gain at all, maybe a half a tenth here last time around, and Tron has lost a couple of tenths to Bar 27, and oh boy, commentators cursing here tonight. Every time we seem to go on a driver here, they are giving us a show, and you can see Mike 1972 is going to take advantage of that, grab 6th place. Tron kept that thing out of the wall with a couple of 360 spins there, and he is going to enter into the S's with dirty tires there, but managing just to lose the one position here on the racetrack, so not too entirely bad there. Well, a little bit of fun along for the ride. So he's got to get that adrenaline back under control there and get refocused back up and behind the wheel of that car, because tense moments in these cars, and oh boy, we got some fighting happening back here. Let's go. Potential four-way battle for 8th position starting to develop here in the backside of the pack here as this race is drawing towards an end. We got 14 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock, and it is currently Supra putting some pressure on Egon here, so we're going to stick with this here for a moment. And Egon and Supra are not that far behind Happy Pappy and Type R here either, so Happy Pappy has gotten around Egon here most recently. Now Egon is trying to stay with those two, but now he's getting some pressure from Super, and Super again just trying to get the power down there to get a run, and you can see the big wiggle with that DRS. We're side by side coming into the hairpin here, and a little bit of side to side contact there as the Egon gets a little bit of a slide coming into the corner there, and these two are on different tire compounds as well, so Supra does have a tire advantage here, but Egon's doing a great job of defending the position from Supra here so far. But that is only going to last for so long here, as these medium tires will eventually outpace these hard tires, and this could potentially be the spot it could happen here, is coming into the out of spoon curve into the long back run to 135R. This is a high speed section. The medium tires are going to have more grip, so they should gain power faster. And as you can see, he's got that position on the outside track there, and great job by those two to hold their lines through 135R, and Super gets the job done. A lot more grip level in that Audi currently than on the Lexus of Egon. Egon's doing a good job at hanging in there, but he's lost a couple of positions here at the end of the race, so it is a 16.2 second gap from 1010 Subi to Rad Petrolhead. So Petrolhead clearly has made a mistake somewhere. Hair Razor's now 9.5 seconds in behind, so that was about a 4.5 second mistake that Petrolhead had made there at some point this last time around. So Hair Razor now starting to close in here. It was 8 seconds. Tap slightly losing touch there with Hair Razor, or is he gaining? It was 5. He's gaining. It was 5.3, so he's gained a second here on Hair Razor actually, and that's pretty good gain in a little over a lap here at Suzuka. So maybe a little mistake made by Hair Razor potentially. Bar 27 is having a good race here. He's in 5th place. He got 7.8 seconds. He is losing time on tap there. Mike 1972 is 3.3 seconds behind Bar. He's gained a little bit of time on Bar, and he can see Bar as they enter into Spoon Curve there. So if there's incentive to try and get a little more speed out of your racing car at this point in the race, it usually is seeing a potential positional battle up in front of you. So Tron Kobe here in 7th place, coming out of Spoon Curve. Nice big wide. Actually should have a nice run up that straight to 135R. Type R heading into Spoon Curve here. He's in 8th place, and he's got 16 seconds, so really he needs to worry about Pappy chasing here in 9th place right now. We've got Superboy here in 10th position, and a half-second track limit penalty there, and that's unfortunate for him there, as Egon is still right in behind him there. Giving him the business here on those different tires. So Egon is doing a great job at pacing Supra here on those hard tires, and unfortunately there for Supra, that's going to probably cost him position here on Egon, and he's going to have to fight back around Egon here now as we head into 135R. Egon's going to get the position back from Supra here, and Egon is going to hold down 10th place here over Supra for the time being. So great battle for 10th place at the moment between those two drivers. And Subi Mark, oh boy, it is falling apart here for Team Rad's Petrolhead here, as our race leader is starting to close in on the back of the pack here now. Obviously another mistake made here by Petrol most recently, and now the gap to the race lead is 23 seconds. So right now Petrol's focus is not that race leader anymore. It is this guy right here, Hair Razor, chasing in 3rd place. So over the last 2 laps, Hair Razor has been given 12 seconds to the good by whatever is going on for Petrolhead. Just a little mistakes that he's made, probably a couple little half spins or little moments on the racetrack with that GTR. As the tires start to degrade on those Nissan GTRs, it gets very difficult to drive, and I think that might be a case of what we're seeing from Team Rad's Petrolhead here right now. But that is good for Hair Razor. That has allowed him to almost get within striking distance, and there is still a little over 10 minutes on the clock. There is time for Hair Razor to engage this battle for 2nd place, and that also means there's potentially time for Tap to engage a podium positional battle here as well, as he has been tracking here in this final stint. Bar 27 is 7.6 seconds away from Tap. He's going to keep pushing, obviously, to try and catch that front group, but right now his concern needs to be with Mike 1972, who is very quickly closing in. 2.1 seconds here as we head into the Casio Triangle. It was 3.1 just a half lap ago when we were watching these two before. So he is definitely closing in on Bar 27. Drone Kobe here in 7th position, and he's in no man's land right now, so he can see those guys up ahead, but that is still a 7.5 second gap to close. We've got Type R here in 8th place. We've got Pappy in 9th, and we got Super and Egon battling it out here again, side by side through 135R. And Super absolutely committed really deep into 35R there, and that's going to force him really wide outside the corner there, and somehow, some way, I'm not sure how he did not get a penalty for that there, but track officials officials deeming that he didn't gain any advantage through there and did not give him a penalty there. So unfortunately there for Egon, he might have been able to take advantage of that there if there was a penalty, but now he's going to have to shake back down in behind there, and Supra really committed to that line there through 135R, and it seemed to have worked out for him there. He definitely seemed to have worked out for him there. TDC Gaming here in 12th position, and Diafold Racing here looks like he's calling it a day here. Looks like that car is in some kind of disarray here. You can see the driver sitting in the car still, but it doesn't look like they're working on that car at this moment. So it looks like it's going to be retired at the pits here for Diafold Racing right at the end of the race. It happens. Cars break down, ladies and gentlemen. That is real life racing. So what do? You come back in the next racing round and you do it all over again. These crews are amazing. They have 2 weeks as well to work on these cars, get these cars ready for the next racing round. Of course, we have every 2 week schedule here for the Group 2 cars, and then in between our Group 2 championship season is our Audi TT Cup Series in those off weekends, which we'll be displaying next Saturday afternoon right here at GT45 Gaming. So Hair Razor, 1.9 seconds in behind Petrolhead. We are going to be keeping a close eye on the second and third place battle here as Hair Razor is closing in. Tap is losing touch just a little tiny bit here currently. He hasn't made the mistake. He's just losing touch with that that battle potentially for third place. So here we go. Mike 1972 and Bar 27. We knew this was going to be happening here pretty soon too, but Mike 1972 really closed up quickly here on Bar 27, and he is in 6th place, and he is going to be looking to try and get around Bar 27 here, obviously, for 5th place with 7 minutes left on the clock. That's only going to give him about three more laps, I think, after this lap to get the job done. So he is going to be looking for an opportunity here to apply some pressure to Bar 27. Bar 27 is more than aware that he's there. He's already on the defensive line heading into Degner 1. That is going to compromise his exit, though. And there we go. Mike 1972 doesn't have to do anything but just apply some pressure there. Bar makes the mistake under defense there and gives up the position. Unfortunately, Mike 1972. I think that was inevitable there, as Bar 27 is just on more worn out racing tires than Mike 1972. So now Bar 27 needs to also worry about Tron Colby chasing him behind 6.3 seconds, but also try to stay on the back end of Mike 1972 here to try and maybe close up on a tap before the end of the race. But we're talking 8 seconds there. That is going to be a tough close. All right, 1.7 seconds is the gap from 1st to 2nd place here, or 2nd to 3rd place, pardon me. We're just kind of monitoring that. We don't want to miss any of the late action here on the racetrack, so we're going to try... Pappy having a moment coming out of the hairpin there. There we go, side-by-side action here. Egon and Super, they're very actively engaged here in this two-way battle for 10th place right now. This has been an ongoing battle for probably about the last 20 minutes of this race. These two, they don't care what's happening on the racetrack anywhere else. These guys are absolutely actively engaged in this fight right now, and it's been a good battle. Oh, a little bit of contact right there between the two drivers. I think Egon's going to give that back there. He's really checked up there. You can see that is great sportsmanship right there. He did not mean to push out Super right there. Good job. GG's. Let's get a round of applause for the sportsmanship on the racetrack right there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get some clapping hands up in the chat. That was a great moment right there. This is why we do this, ladies and gentlemen. Respect shown by competitors right there. Hard racing. But that was a mistake made there. Egon realized that, and he wants to do it right. So re-engage, gets the position back from Super there in 10th place. And we're going to be keeping our eye on that battle here as well, because it is a juicy one. All right. There we go. So it's Petrol and Hair Razor, 1.6 seconds. We're trying to keep our eye basically on these two key areas here right now, between Egon and Supra and Petrol Head and Razor, because this is where the battles are on the track leading into the end of this race here right now. So let's try to stick with this the best we can here. And this is a juicy battle between these two. Now, again, Egon's on the racing hard tire. Supra's on the racing medium tire. Supra should have the advantage here, but Egon is doing a top-level job at absolutely bringing the business to Supra with those hard racing tires here. So this is a great battle. There is more to this battle than everybody realizes. And Egon gets it a little bit wide. Supra's going to take advantage there. He manages to get back on track, though, so this battle's not done. He is going to have to take it easy coming through Degner 1 and 2 here a little bit. That's going to allow Super to open up a gap a little bit here, but man, Egon is not done with this battle yet. He is tucked in still. Let's go back into second and third place here for a minute. Let's go see what's happening up front. 4 minutes on the clock as these guys cross the finish line, start finish line here. That is going to be good enough for 3 more laps here on the racetrack, pending no big mistakes. Alright, so Supra has opened up a little gap here, 1.1 seconds right now over Egon. So a little bit of breathing room, but for how long, we have yet to decide. He's done this a couple of times. He started to get away from Egon, and Egon has found a way to close back in. So keeping an eye on it. We're keeping an eye on it. Oh, we've got a yellow flag up ahead here. The drivers need to be careful here. You cannot pass under yellow conditions. You will incur a 3-second penalty. They are through that yellow flag zone there now, and we are back to green. So good job there. Good racing awareness. A great job by our flag crews there to keep these drivers racing as long and quickly as possible here as we are getting near the end. 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Petrolhead here is closing in, or Hair Razor's closing in on Petrol here. The gap is under a second. Hair Razor's in the slip. As we head towards Spoon Curve here, we may see this battle happening by lap number 31. You can see Petrol really struggling here right now. Those tires, front tires especially on this racing car right now, in very tough shape. So Hair Razor's doing a great job here. He's not pushing, he's not overdriving his car, and that's allowing him just to naturally close in on Petrol here. But Hair Razor is running out of time. He's got 2 laps to go here when he comes around. So Soupy Mark just came across the line 2 to go for a race leader here. And Petrolhead and Hair Razor are two-way battle for second place here. Is under fire right now. So Hair Razor's been closing up. Petrol's had a couple of mistakes to allow Hair Razor to get into this position. And we are game on with 2 minutes and 13 seconds to go. All right, 2-lap shootout. Tap coming through here, and it should be 2 to go for him as well. Mike 1972, he's got 7 seconds from Tap here. Let's see where he comes across the line here. He should also have 2 more laps to go here. Bar 27 in 6th place, and it's going to be the final lap for 6th place and back here. So 1 to go here for Bar 27. Throne Kobe is closing. We got another close battle here in 6th and 7th place as well. All right. Happy Pappy closing in on Type R. Looks like that battle here for 8th or for 10th place has fizzled out as well. And this is a good battle right here between Bar and Tron Kobe. We got a battle here between Petrol and Hair Razor. I mean, where do we watch right now, ladies and gentlemen? We got 3 battles potentially brewing on track here. All right, let's just try to keep an eye on all of them at the same time here. Here we go. Petrolhead, Hair Razor coming through the hairpin, and Hair Razor's got to run. He is tucked right in underneath Petrolhead here, and he going to take a look coming into Spoon Curve? I don't think so. All right, we're just trying to keep an eye on Bar 27 here and Throwing Colby as well. We got Pappy and Type R closing in together here as well. There's a lot happening on this racetrack right now, but right now we're going to stick with 2nd and 3rd place. This is battle for podium positions here. We have 50 seconds on the clock. These drivers are going to come around with 1 more lap to go here very, very shortly. Where is our race leader? Make sure we see him coming through. All right, 1 to go. Final lap, ladies and gentlemen. Hair Razor, he took a little dive there. He made him maybe think. I think that was a little mental strategy coming right there from Hair Razor, and so far Petrol's doing everything right. He's holding off the charge of Hair Razor as they come across the line here. Okay, we're keeping an eye. We got a back marker involved in that battle there as well. All right, 1 to go here. Final lap for Hair Razor and Petrolhead. We got Tap coming through here. Where is he? Tap is going to be 1 to go here as well. Mike 1972 coming around for his final lap. Let's get back to the battle. Side-by-side action here between Bar 27 and Tron Colby. This is going to be the end of the race for these drivers, so whichever of these two comes across that line first is going to hold down 6th place. And Bar 27, is he going to hold it tight? He is going to hold it tight. And what a great battle right there between Bar 27 and Tron Colby. Nose-to-tail finish for 6th and 7th place. TDC Gaming should come in behind them there as well. Congratulations to those two. Keeping an eye on it here. Trying to keep an eye on that battle there. All right, so it's going to be Pappy coming through here with Type R as well. There he is, Type R in 8th place. Great race finish here for Type R. Happy Pappy's going to come home in 9th place. It's going to be Supra rounding it out here in 10th place. TDC coming across there in 12th place, right in behind Tron and Bar there as well. Keeping an eye. All right, Super coming across here in 10th position. We've got Egon coming through here now as well. Diafol Racing will finish from pit lane. There we go. Let's get back to that battle for second place. Egon there. Great race finish for him. That was a great spicy battle between him and Supra. And we got half a lap to go here. Oh boy, spoon curve. We got a quarter lap to go here. Hair Razor's going to be looking for the run. We do have equal tires on these cars. It's going to come down to the drivers at this point. This is for second and third position here, ladies and gentlemen. The clock has ran out. When these drivers cross the start-finish line, it will be a checkered flag here. So this is a battle for second and third place to the finish. Petrol's going to go defensive. Can Hair Razor get the job done through the Casio Triangle? Big move on the outside. We're side by side, and we're going to be drag racing. Which car has the power? Which car has the tire? It's going to be Petrolhead for second place, and it is by a tenth of a second. What a race right there, ladies and gentlemen. Tap is going to bring it home here in fourth place, and Mike 1972 is going to bring it home here in fifth position. That battle right there, side by side to the start finish line. Hair Razor with a huge attempt on the outside of the Casio Triangle. Petrolhead hanging in there, and it was a drag race to the finish line, and it's going to be Petrolhead in second place over Hair Razor, and I bet you that is by less than a tenth of a second, ladies and gentlemen. That was about by a nose clip right there, separating second and third place across the line. What an incredible race today from the GTRC, the Gran Turismo racing community. Whew. Boys kept me on my toes all day. Wow. GG's. What a finish. What a finish. Oh, these guys. Every week of these Group 2 cars is just something special on the racetrack. Never a disappointment from this community with this series. We may need to bring this series back. It is just a beauty. Oh, it's a beauty. Good job to the racers. Wow. I'm sweating in the booth. I wasn't even in this car. I am sweating in the booth right now. That was intense racing action today, folks. GG's to all 13 of our drivers today. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a race. What a race. That is it. Congratulations to 1010 Sim Racing, Subimark. Pole position and the race win. Not sure if we got fastest lap locked in there, and he does. He gets the trifecta here today, scoops up the bonus points as well, and works really hard on securing that points lead. We do have Team Rats Petrolhead in second position, Hair Razor in third. We've got Tap in fourth place, Mike 1972 in fifth. We got Bar 27 in sixth, Trone Kobe in seventh. Another close finish right there between those two. We got Type R in eighth and Happy Pappy in ninth place. It is Supra in 10th position, Egon in 11th. We got TDC Gaming in 12th, Diafol Racing in third place. So Petrolhead did finish in second place. He's just left the lobby before the live timing came in, and that's why it shows him at the end of the race. We'll sort that out behind the scenes with our points officials after the fact. Obviously, we've seen him finishing that crazy drag race to the finish line, and we're going to save that replay. So great job to our racers here today. And with that being said, that means it's podium interviews time. So I'm just going to try and open up Discord here. So give me a moment, ladies and gentlemen. This will take a moment. And we'll go talk with some of our podium drivers here today. Are you going to work? Please, please, please. Whew, that was a great race. That was a great race. I love this GR2 series myself personally. I look forward to this every other weekend. It is just straight hype. I wake up in the morning and I'm immediately excited on Group 2 day, and that's why. What a great race. I don't even know where to begin with this race. It was really non-stop action from start to finish. There was not a whole lot of dead time, so to speak, within this race here today, and that's what we love to see. So let's get up into that booth here. We have some of the drivers already in there. And we'll go get talking here with our group. So just give me a moment. Got to get some audios up and going. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. Let's go chat. Let's go have a chat with our race finishers here. We're going to start with our race winner here today. We normally start with our bottom of the podium, but we'll start with our race winner here today, as we don't get too many opportunities to talk with him here so far this season, so let's take advantage. So we have 1010's Sim Racing Subi Mark here with a absolutely dominant performance here today. You started off great qualifying, got that pole position, you got a good clean race start, and immediately opened up the gap as quickly as possible, and it didn't seem like the rest of the field really had the answer for you here today. You controlled the race from start to finish. Great run here from you today. Talk us through it.
So the idea was to get as big of a gap as possible. And as soon as I looked up and I had like a 26, 28 second gap, I just took it easy from there.
I'm sorry, I'm just fixing an audio issue here for a moment, Chad. I hope you could hear him there, but I could not, so that is odd. Bear with me here.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. That should be sorted out. All right. So I didn't quite hear what you said there, but if you just want to repeat that for me there, and then we'll continue on here.
Yeah, no way. So the plan was just open up as big as of a gap as possible at the start. And then when I made pits, I actually changed my pit strategy because I was going to go on hards for the final bit. But I changed decided to go on hards after my first medium. So I had a better last stint. And when I saw that I opened up a 28-second gap, I took it easy after that.
Absolutely. And I mean, you didn't seem like you had too many miscues here at Suzuka today. Now, Suzuka is a tough racetrack. Obviously, there was the potential for the weather to come in here today. So I guess how much of the weather was on the back of your mind here today? Or were you just kind of relying on your pit crew, your team in behind the pit wall there to kind of just keep you informed on what was tracking for weather systems around the racetrack?
I actually got a bit scared towards the end. I was like, oh no, it looks like it's going to rain. Weather radar was on for the final 8 minutes, 10 minutes of the race.
Well, thankfully that didn't happen for our racers today, and that's a great thing because we had an absolutely spectacular race here. Now, it was like I said, it was pretty cool, calm, collected for yourself. You just kind of control the pace of the race, and like you said, once you realized you had a big gap there, you just kind of dialed it back and just brought it home, and really opening up that championship points lead here. So you're looking really good with 3 rounds of racing left for the series. I guess the bigger question is now, what's your goal moving forward over the next 3 rounds? Is it still to try to kind of assert that pace dominance and try to control the pace of each race, or now you're just kind of worried about just finishing where you need to finish to lock in that championship for the season?
My plan is to get at least a podium on Daytona. And then when we are on Spa, I'm hoping to get a first place to get a decent cushion. And hopefully it's all wrapped up and done by Nürburgring. So then I don't have to push anymore. I can just take it relax.
Absolutely, and absolutely just incredible field of racing here. But it didn't seem like anybody really had the answer for 1010 Subi Mark here today, ladies and gentlemen. So congratulations on an absolutely amazing racing performance here today again. And any final remarks and shout outs you'd like to throw out to the viewers watching at home?
Yeah, I want to shout out to all the drivers. It's really fun racing with everyone. Shout out to yourself for streaming it all. And yeah, it's been fun. It's been really fun.
Absolutely. And on a side note, of course, of 1010 Sim Racing co-owner, congratulations and well done, my friend. We're proud of you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this man, we love talking to this guy all the time. This poor guy, he has been in so many podium interviews here this season, and he's been here on behalf of somebody else. So today we get to talk to him on behalf of himself. Congratulations, Hair Razor. Very, very well thought out, planned race here for you today. And I mean, talk us through it. We'll talk about that last stint here in a little bit, but talk us through especially the early parts of that race. You were actively kind of involved in that jostling and all that transitioning that was going on in the early part of the pack there. There was a good solid 6-7 way battle happening for the podium very early on. So let's go there. Race starts off. You guys get through. Nice, good, clean race start again here from this group. And it is race on. And you did a great job at really fighting your way through in the early part. So let's talk about the early part of the race, and then we'll move into the back half here after the first half. So talk us through your first half of your race.
Okay, the first part of the race, obviously, a lot of drivers were on medium tyres, and I chose to do the hard tyres to get them out of the way. and just do 5 laps on the hard. So I knew I was up against it. But obviously when the medium tyres were behind me, I was like, oh my God, with me being on hards, I thought I was going to get really overtaken a lot by a lot of the drivers. But I managed to fight some of them off. But yeah, that was really tough to keep them hards on the track and trying to keep up pace with the other drivers as well. So yeah, that was really tough. But whew, yeah, it was a good battle.
Absolutely, and of course, one of our key contenders wasn't on track here today, and we're definitely thinking of him. Doug Burrow missing on track here today, and of course, teammate too, one of the drivers you tend to work with quite a bit and practice with quite a bit. So, do you think that maybe potentially might have affected the outcome of the race here a little bit today?
Most likely, probably yes. But maybe I know that Doug was probably struggling a little bit on the tyre wear around here, with him being on a pad. So I hope he gets better soon because I know he suffers a little bit. But yeah, shout out to Doug there. But yeah, I think he would have definitely give us a bit of a run for the money. Definitely.
Absolutely, and that's the way it goes. Sometimes a racer just can't make a race, and it's up to the racers chasing that driver in championship points to take advantage of that driver missing in the grid for that particular week as well. And you definitely did that. You had a great drive here today. You didn't put too many feet wrong here today. We didn't see too many big moments coming out of your Honda NSX here on the track. So you start to settle in, and as you said, you started very early on the hard tires. And you went to that medium tire 2-stop stint at the end of the race. You get into the final stint and you come out and you're in third place. You're in a really great position there. You and Type R were kind of swapping that position around a little bit there in the earlier part of the race, which was fantastic to see as well. But you had 14 seconds to the second place Petrolhead, who was trying to chase down Mark, and then all of a sudden that 14 turned into 10. What was going through your mind at that moment?
Well, I knew that I was on mediums and I was trying to push as hard as I can, without, because any little foot wrong on this circuit and you're out, and you could lose a lot of time, and the grid would easily catch you up. So I tried to push as good as I can to try and get up to Petrol, because I thought I've got to battle with him really, because I wouldn't have a chance to get up with Mark because he was just too quick. It was too much in front. But yeah, I saw the time dwindling down a fair bit, and I thought, oh, I must be catching him. He's either made a mistake, and then right towards the end, blimey, I
Exactly.
didn't
So let's
expect
talk
it to
about
happen.
that. I mean, we missed what happened actually both times with the time loss there. We didn't catch it, but definitely, obviously, making a mistake, maybe a semi spin, or had to gather the car up maybe a little bit wide coming out of one of the corners, which we know Suzuka is famous for, causing trouble for racers that decide to put their tires out on the curbing, especially on this racetrack. So, maybe just a little moments there, but then the gap goes from 9 seconds to 3 seconds, and you have about 14 minutes, give or take, on the clock. What's going through your mind now at that point in the race?
How do I get around Petrol Head? How do I get around him without ruining both of our races and any other driver as well? But yeah, it was quite a battle right towards the end. It was neck and neck going into the last chicane, literally side by side, and I think it was about, I don't know, quarter of a card length. He got me by over the line. It was that close, and I think probably another lap. Definitely, I probably may have had him. But well done to Petrol for keeping it. Good driving. But yeah, it's pretty
Absolutely.
good.
And then cue in, of course, to our final lap of the race there. You're running out of time. You're running out of time. You get a little bit of a run. You get yourself on that outside position coming into the Casio. And a great job by the two of you to get through that sector of corners side by side the way you guys did, and an absolutely great drag race to the finish. And unfortunately for you, that GTR just out muscled your NSX and beat you by about a front fender there to the start finish line. But nonetheless, absolutely crazy great race finish from you two. The fans were absolutely on fire, and congratulations on the third place finish here, Razor. Literally a tenth of a second away from second place today, my man.
Thanks, Tim. Thank you very much, his star. Thank you.
And shout outs and thank yous as well before we go talk with Petrol.
Yeah, shout out to all the drivers. They've done a fantastic job tonight. Well done, every driver, even the newcomers. Really good, great job. Good luck to Doug. Hope he gets better soon. And thanks to yourself, and thank you to Lady Razor as well. Thank you.
Absolutely, got to get that shout out to the family. You know, that's always important from the racers, and good calls, my man. And we appreciate you. Congratulations. It was nice to talk to you. For you finishing on the podium here for a change of the season, and let's hope that is a continuing trend here as we move towards the end of the season.
Woohoo! I hope so, mate.
Cheers. All right, ladies
Thank
and
you.
gentlemen, we do have our second place finisher here, Team Rad's Petrolhead. This guy gave it a proper attempt here today to close up that gap on 10-10 Subi Mark, but Mark just seemed to have a little bit more pace over the rest of the field here today. And unfortunately for Petro, I think that overdrive at the end of the race there might have just worn down those tires a little too much for him, but incredible race from you here today. And I mean, it wasn't an easy race for you. You were engaged in some very active battling through several parts of the race here today. So talk us through how your race went for you, and are you satisfied with how it all shaped out with all the chaos and absolute great battling on the track today?
It was. I knew I didn't have the pace of Mark through testing. This track doesn't suit the Nismo at all. It was going to be a struggle from the very get-go. I honestly, that start I had, I think, made my race, because I'm pretty sure Razor started on hard tires, and if I got stuck behind him, it was game over, because it's so difficult to pass around here. I did make quite a few mistakes, and I had quite high tire wear towards the end, actually, which caught me out. That's how Razor caught me. And I knew Razor. I knew Razor was so much better than into Casio Triangle than me. I just knew if he gets within 0.2 of me, I'm gonna have to defend my position. Honestly, I'll be honest. It was a very scruffy race from my end. I made quite a few tiny errors, but with Suzuka being Suzuka, tiny errors will always be punished. So yeah, it was a scruffy race for me. Scruffy.
But I think a lot of the racers had their battles with Suzuka here today too. I mean, we didn't see a lot of necessarily huge moments, I guess, on the racetrack. We definitely seen some pretty good ones from a couple of our drivers. But for the most part, they were exactly like you're saying. You know, those little mistakes. A driver, going maybe into Spoon Curve gets that right rear tire dipped just a little over the rumble strip there, and get that half spin going as you're coming around the exit there. You got to gather it up, type stuff like that. Was that what was happening there to you towards the end of the race there as you were trying to hold Razor off?
Yeah, pretty much. I think every single time I attempted to make like a push, either the Nissan would complain about what I'm doing, so I'll get a snap, or I'll outbrake myself by probably 1 meter, 2 meters. And then, especially in Spoon was horrible. I could not get Spoon right at all the entire race. And it was a struggle for me, I'll be honest. But honestly, I think as of right now, I've just got to try and keep as clean as possible for the rest of the championship to see if I can capitalize on any Mark mistakes. But yeah, it was a difficult one.
Well, I mean, we have seen already from our championship points leaders, just a couple of rounds ago at Le Mans, they're really not have an ideal day at the racetrack. So, it's entirely possible that our championship points leader could, in the next 3 rounds of racing, have just another potential bad day at the track. So, you just never know. And it was funny. I was actually just going to ask you that question next, just like you read my mind. I was going to ask you, I guess, what your game plan is coming into the next 3 rounds. There's going to be, a little over 20-point gap between the two of you, I think, all said and done here. Once the results are official, heading into our chase to the championship, essentially 3 rounds to go. So, I mean, you kind of said my answer. So, I know how you are. You're a competitor. You don't have a lot of I'm not going to fight in you. So, is it still full push all the way through to the end for you?
Yeah, it's full push. Looking at the calendar, it's Daytona Roval. Some people will be mad at me for saying Roval, but it is a Roval. That's going to play to the Nissan strengths. A lot of top end, a lot of a lot of top end running. Spa as well. Other than Sector 2 Spa, it should suit the Nissan. It's the Nordschleifer was the big one. The Nordschleifer is going to be make or break, I think, for the championship.
And if there's going to be any race, I think that really makes a big impact in the points in the championship. I think you are right. I think it is going to be our finale. I don't disagree.
Yeah. But I think it should be a good run to the end of the championship. I'm pretty sure my championship turned around at Le Mans, really. I think Le Mans was the turning point for me in the championship. I needed that dub.
Absolutely. And I mean, of course, defending champion on the back of your mind, I'm sure, too, coming from the last major championship last season. So, nonetheless, having a great season here so far, and a great race today. And, you know, like you said, just a little mistake cost you here today. Otherwise, it should have been a pretty solid second place finish here for Team Rad's Petrolhead. And I guess any final remarks you want to add to your race today, and any shout outs you'd like to throw out to the viewers watching at home?
Well, shout out to my teammate Razor for a very, very hilariously clean end to the race through Casio Triangle. It could any lag spike and it could have ended so badly. I would like to thank Motorsport 101, the guys over there, for sponsoring me. They are good people as per usual. Check out the podcast, brilliant podcast. I would like to say congratulations to Mark. He just schooled the entire field today. Like no one could touch him. Yeah, his pace was equal to me at the end of Le Mans. Just pace out of nowhere. No one could touch him. Shout out to Doug. Feel better soon. Hopefully, we'll see you back in 2 weeks' time at Daytona. Ending remarks. Again, costs nothing to be nice. You don't know what people are going through. Just be nice.
Cheers. It's an important message, ladies and gentlemen, and I 110% agree with Petrolhead on that. And congratulations on a great podium finish here for you today as well. Second place by a nose clip over teammate Hair Razor here today. Great photo finish ending to round number 6. Congratulations, mate. We'll let you get back to that clubhouse and go celebrate with your teammate on those 2 podium finishes here for Team Rad today. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the streaming.
Always. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. Our podium interviewees. That was a great race today. We had a blast at Suzuka today, did we not? What an incredible race. 13 drivers stacked up here in round number 6 at Suzuka, and that means we have 3 rounds of racing left. And well, you heard it right there from Petrolhead. We're going to head to Daytona International Road Course next here for our Group 2 series. It'll be in 2 weekends' time. It'll be live right here on GT45 Gaming at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, you're not going to want to miss Daytona. Daytona should be a doozy. It's going to be a lot of slipstream and a lot of bump drafting happening at our Daytona, and I think we're going to see a very, very tight pack of racers. That then leads us into the second last race of the season in a month's time from now at Circuit de Spa. Absolutely beautiful racetrack, famous 24 hours of Spa held there every year, and one of my favorite tracks here in Gran Turismo 7. The flow, the technicality, and just the speed of Spa makes it such a great racetrack, and I think that is going to be a great setup for finale weekend in 6 weeks' time. And I got to tell you, you guys are going to want to put this on your calendar because it is very rare that we see this track in league racing. We're sending this GR2 series off this season at the Nürburgring 24-hour layout. We're hitting the Nordschleife in the Group 2 series for finale weekend in 6 weeks' time, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you what, round number 9, our finale, will ultimately decide this championship. It will be a battle against the track, not against each other in our finale round in the Group 2 series. 3 great tracks left on the schedule, and I hope we see you all there hanging out with us as we get the action underway to crown a champion. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in today on behalf of the Gran Turismo racing community and GT45 Gaming. You're all legends. We appreciate you, all the comments, the likes, the shares, the view time, and your personal time to hang out with us today. We'll be back next weekend, again, 2:45 p.m. Eastern Time when the live stream goes live. Racing starts at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and we will be back with round 6 of our Audi TT Cup Series. Newcomer Ishmael Truth coming in last week, absolutely dominating with a great performance. Can he repeat that performance next weekend here at the GTRC? We'll have to tune in to find out. Appreciate everybody here as well. We're going to do a quick catch up before we shut down. We haven't had a chance to really take a look at everything here today, as this race kept us very, very busy. So let's give a shout out to all you amazing folks at home too as well. We got Michael McKenzie, we got Nolander Gaming coming in with the likes, Nolander with the shares. We've got Ruben coming in with that thumbs up chat, aka Badass coming in with that thumbs up. We got Madeline coming in with the 99 star bomb. Legendary, appreciate that extra support. Madeline also coming in with the heart on stream. We had GT45 coming in with the share, Nolander, BFam, and Gaming coming in with the multiple shares. Nolander, BFam with the care, Derek Noland with the heart, Paul Blomstrom with the heart. We got Bartos, new viewer there with that thumbs up, and Nick Brewster coming in late with that thumbs up over on the Facebook stream as well. We appreciate everybody that's tuned in today. It has been an absolutely fun day of racing here, and we're just catching up here through all the channels here right now, making sure the chats are properly updated. We don't like to miss too much. Right, we appreciate all that support towards Racer Doug Barrow as well. Just not feeling well here today. So first and foremost, our thoughts and our vibes, and head out to Doug Barrow from Team Rad here today. Unable to race just due to feeling not so great. So we're thinking of him. Hope he feels better soon. Hope we see him on track again soon. Another great administrator here at the GTRC as well. So the community cares, and we're definitely thinking of him. Great job to our racers today. Top level driving. And you know, we see moments sometimes in these races where sports etiquette comes into play, and we're going to take a huge mention of that right now. I want to also give him a special mention to TT's Egon in an active battle against Superboy, making contact going into a corner, causing that driver to go off track. Egon, in a safe manner, returned that position, waited for that driver, and then re-engaged that battle basically to the end of the race. So I just want to give a special mention to 1010 Sim Racing Egon for the professionalism and going above and beyond on the racetrack during live competition with a show of sportsmanship and extra racing etiquette here today. Bar 27, also a notable mention with a great drive here. He's been struggling so far this season, and he had a really great run here today too as well. Mike 1972 with a feisty run, another special notable mention as well. Didn't quite get the result he was ideally hoping for. A little bit of an early race mistake there, and I think that might have threw him out of his rhythm just a little tiny bit, but still a great run. And all in all, great racing from top to bottom. 13 started, 12 finished, one car finishing in pit lane with mechanical failure. It happens to the best of them, and we'll see these drivers back on track in 2 weeks' time. Appreciate y'all. Remember, y'all matter. Reach out if you're struggling. Somebody is there to listen. Maybe somebody is there to offer the right place and the right resources for you to get the help you need. You just don't know until you ask. So please ask. This community loves each other. We're family here, and we just want to see everybody succeed and thrive in life. Stay winning, and we'll catch you all on the next one.